foremost, thank you all for joining us at Stories of Atlantic City. My name is Christina Noble. I'm the project manager. So happy to share all this time with you today for our lunch hour flow with Christian Correa and Alisa Pratt. I'm looking forward to it. So thank you once again for joining us. I don't want to take up too much time, so I'm just going to jump into some of our housekeeping items. Number one, we are recording. So if for some reason you aren't comfortable with that, please let us know and we'll accommodate you as best as we can. And secondly, I know they'll be offering, as Christian just said, a few tips along the way. So I'm asking that we can hold our questions until the end, until appropriate time, so we can make sure we get through everything today. In the meantime, however, feel free to drop questions or comments in the chat, and I'll be sure to man the conversation throughout, make sure that all your questions are answered before we end today. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Christian and Alisa.
All right, pop in real quick. Hello, everybody. I like this because I feel like I know a bunch of you, and I'm not sure. A few of you I do not know, so it'll be a nice mix of some of the old and some of the new. But if I don't know you, my name is Christian. I work over at the Leadership Studio with Alisa, and she teaches. She actually runs the yoga program. She'll introduce herself in a second, but I'm just excited to be able to kind of offer an overview of what yoga is and kind of what it means and how it's implemented in my daily life and what a benefit that's been. So for those of you that are already into it, it's a nice place to like kind of reground your practice. And if you're unfamiliar with it, it's the perfect place to learn a little bit and see how you can possibly, add it into your life and your day to day. Yeah, so we'll do that. And then I will introduce Alisa.
Hello. As he stated, I'm like, do I have to introduce myself again? But I have been with this. I've been with the Leadership Studio for about 3 years now. And yeah, yoga is my love, it's my passion, it's what I do. My heart is in it. And so I'm just excited to be here. Today, we're going to do a bit of a breakdown. And one of the biggest misconceptions of yoga is that it is just asana, just physical practice or physical asana. But so this session will be a movement piece, but also an educational piece as well. So we are here to teach you yoga and not just necessarily run a yoga class, but we will be doing some physical asana today as well. So I just want to start it off with a question. Christian, I'm not sure if you wanted to go first.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I think the first question is anyone here, we know some of the people that have, is anyone here not done yoga before or kind of still unfamiliar with the totality of it? And I know I can't see everybody. So if you have not and you're not on video, you can unmute yourself and let us know. If you have done it, we'll swiftly run through this then.
Or again, of course, feel free to the chat.
I'm sorry.
No, yeah. I'm just saying, or feel free to drop your answers in the chat.
Yeah.
Or you can raise a little emotion, a little hand emoji, like, hey, over here. But I think one of the main questions is, what do you feel about yoga? Like, what is yoga to you? What does that mean to you? What does it look like? And I think we can take like a quick one or two people. But if anyone wants to share what yoga is to them, like what yoga is to you, and what do you think yoga is? Just your thoughts around it. Look at everybody's like quiet. Hey, Kate Bizzo. Everybody's like quiet. Well, I'll share first, if no one wants to jump right in, what it means to me. When yoga came into my life, I was at a very low and dark place. And so the tools, it's not necessarily a fixer. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to take a little bit of pills and yoga and I'm thinking. But it's actually tools that you can utilize in your moments of being overwhelmed. So in your stressful moments and things of that nature. So we're going to go over the tools that we have today. It really lifted me out of that dark place. I utilize it all the time. Life still happens. So I still find myself in a space where I feel emotion, maybe even overwhelmed with emotion, but some of the tools and the knowledge that we're going to give you here today will help you how to move through that. We'll show you how to move through some of those things. So.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that, and if anyone else wants to share, they can pop in. But as Alisa said, there's so many components to yoga that we're going to go over. There's a few main ones. We do a style of yoga called Baptiste, and there's 3 main components to the practice. And we're going to kind of go through those, one of them being the asana physical practice, another one being meditation, another one being self-inquiry. And what they actually do is they create this wonderful, personally for me, framework around which to kind of look at the world and interact with the world. And they each work kind of in unison with one another. Yoga, the word itself, has a multitude of definitions, but one of them is union. And that's kind of like the bringing together of all the different facets, the mind, the body, the soul, if you will. And it's just a kind of way to continue to come back to that place of centeredness and awareness. And it's been really, really helpful. And if anyone here has done yoga or does yoga and wants to speak to that, feel free. We got a few minutes before we move into it. But it is Melanie, go ahead.
When Alisa started talking, you literally took the words from my mouth, that it's more than just the asana for me. It's a day to day. And I told Christian earlier that I have not been on my yoga mat. I can't tell you when the last time was, because it's been that long. And I was teaching, while in quarantine, and kind of decided my yoga has to be about myself for a little while. And I'm not mad that I did that. So, it can mean whatever it means to everybody, but also, Christian, you're right. It means union. It is a collectiveness. And I think that's the biggest component that I miss in yoga, is sharing breath together. So I'm really happy you guys were able to do this today. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. And we have Adina, who also wrote in the chat. Adina says she's still learning, but it means health and wellness practice, including mind and body. Thank you for sharing, Adina.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. That's it. It's health, wellness, and essentially like wholeness, whatever that means to you. And Melanie, real quick, you said something that was great, and that was the idea that you're in a dark place, or you haven't been on your mat in a while. And the one thing I want to preface about yoga is it is one of those things that different tools and techniques are always available to you, right? Like, and it, like however long you stay away, you can always do some of the practice. You can always breathe. You can always move your body. So it's nice to know that they're what we're going to go through today are kind of pocket practices that you can carry around with you, whether you're sitting at your desk, whether you're in your car. All these facets you can implement some of the philosophies of yoga to bring yourself to that place. So that's a win.
Yes, and Kathy Whitmore. Hey, Kathy. For her, she said it includes community, which I love, because I'm all about community. Thanks for sharing.
I do see 2 hands up. I see, I don't know if Miss Beverly meant to take her hand down, but I see Karen and Beverly's hands up as well. I'm not sure if you guys wanted to share. I would assume that's why the hand is up.
Just wants a high five.
Well, Beverly speaking, piggybacking off of what Christian and Alisa said, I use it as it's definitely a tool, a vital tool. I've always used it as a preventative measure, for health, and also healing. So it prevents, for me, it prevents things, how you take elixirs and tonics to keep you from getting a cold. Well, that's how yoga works for me. It works as a preventative measure and a healing measure. And like Christian said, all 3 of those elements together they work in synergy. I don't know how it works. I tell everybody, I don't know how it works. I just know that it works. I don't need to know how it works. I just need to know it works. So.
Thank you, Ms. Bev.
Mm-hmm.
Karen.
Okay, for me.
Wait, muted.
Okay, for me, yoga right now is for trauma. With everything that's going on in our African American community, we're constantly being targeted. Especially now, women, we're not safe. And if I didn't have my practice, I don't know where I would be right now. I'm in a state of stress all the time, worrying about, if I go out today, will this be my last day? If I see a police officer, is he going to kill me? And that's why I need yoga for me. And I'm sure all of you and my brown people can relate to why we need this in our community more now than ever before, because it's the only thing besides music that can heal me at this point. And that's it.
Thank you for sharing, Karen. Is there anybody else that would like to share before we move on? Anyone?
I would say kind of directly off of what Karen said, and it moves us perfectly into the first thing we're going to go into, which is meditation. You mentioned that the fear, the anxiety, the uncertainty that you and many people live in right now, and it's real and it's palpable, right? And one of the definitions I heard the other day, and I wrote it on my board, and it's anxiety is a consequence of emergent uncertainty. So no matter what your situation is, when you can be living in a world where you think you know what's going on, and then when the idea of uncertainty comes in, it creates anxiety in our bodies. It's a natural response. It's ancient, and that uncertainty can be from anywhere, right? It could be your car engine light coming on, anxiety. All the stuff going on with the police, anxiety, and so moving into what we're doing, one of the first tools we have as a not a counter to it, not an antidote, but as a tool to alleviate and get clear about anxiety is meditation, right? So does anyone here meditate regularly? And part B is, does anyone here have any questions or issues with their meditation practice? If they do you hate it? But does anyone have a regular meditation practice? You can raise your hand if you do.
I sort of kind of do.
Yeah.
Some weeks is full. Some weeks is like 2 days. Some weeks is, and if that is the thing, that if that's what you have as well, that's totally okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the main things to think about when it comes to yoga, meditation, asana, and self-inquiry is that you want the goal is to be consistent, but we don't live in a perfect world. So it's consistently a practice. So one of the misconceptions, or one of the things that I like to teach, is yoga is a consistent practice. Some days you may practice, some days you may not. But having these tools and being able to access these tools at any time is what makes it a wonderful thing. Is there anyone here that thinks right out, like, I can't meditate? Like, I've tried it, I fall asleep, I can't do it, it don't work for me, my mind goes here, like, and I see some people laughing, so I know that's some thoughts that are out there. So you don't have to raise your hand, but I definitely understand. And one of the things that I like to explain about meditation, it's not about clearing your mind. I love it, Karen. Yes, Karen says she meditates every day. That's what keeps people sane. I'm just going to speak for myself. It's what keeps me sane. But one of the biggest misconceptions is that you have to clear your mind and you have to clear all those thoughts out of your mind. It's actually the opposite. You practice your meditation in order for you to be able to focus your mind on the now and on the present, on what is currently going on versus what's going on in the future or what happened in the past. A lot of our trauma, a lot of our stories that we build in our head are based around, a lot of our suffering, honestly, are based around us consistently thinking of what might happen in the future or consistently living in the past of what happened before. So meditation is a practice of staying in the now. So think of it that way versus I have to clear my mind and I can't shut off my brain. You'll never shut off your brain. I know my brain will never shut down. But with that being said, that's more so what it is. So I think Christian is going to move us into the meditation.
Yes, we're going to do a little practice. What if I was like, what are you talking about? No, absolutely. We're going to do a little meditation practice. Before that, yeah, she just said something perfect, which meditation is it's just the practice of focusing, and that focus is grounded in the present moment, right? As she said, and what the present moment gives us is the ability to deal with what is real right here and right now. As she said, not regrets of the past, not fears of the future, which is where, as we said, if that's uncertainty, that's anxiety. But the majority of the time, your present moment, if you're willing to access this and breathe into it, is usually it tends to be a place where you can get centered and get focused, and it's a little safer, and you can make empowered, confident decisions, not ones based in fear, not ones based in anxiety. So yeah, we're going to do a short meditation practice, and she mentioned something great, which is you're not going to clear your mind. Things are going to come up, and it gives you the opportunity to just see them as they are, and then be the witness to them. See them as if you don't interact with them, if you don't engage with them, if you don't give them power, see what happens with them. See if they drop away, see if they disappear and new thoughts arise. And then it's just like living in that space. And once you get in the practice of being in that space, you start to see what thoughts actually are. And you start to see and build kind of a power in yourself to not make them mean as much as we might make them mean, so to speak. So we're going to do a quick meditation. And what we're going to do, there's tons of meditations, tons of different kinds. You can go online and find the one that works for you. Some of them are breath work. Some of them are guided meditations. Some of them are affirmations. Right now, we're just going to do the simplest one that you can do anywhere. It's a breath work meditation. It's simple. It's easy. We're going to do it just for a few moments. So what I'll ask of you is to get into a comfortable seated position, wherever you are. And sit up tall and alert, but also relax. So move your body around, get in a position that's, as comfortable as you can get. You can lie down if you wish. And then I'll invite everyone to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. If you're not going to close your eyes, that's fine, but I would suggest that you kind of soften them and focus them on a singular spot, maybe down a couple feet in front of you. And just begin to settle your body, just right here, right now. Take a few moments. Take a deep breath in together through the nose. And then out. And we'll do 3 quick clearing breaths. So in through the nose. And then sigh it out through your mouth. 2 more of those in. And out. Feel your body releasing energy that's stored up. And out. And even just with those first 3 breaths, maybe you feel a sense of ease coming in. Maybe you feel a sense of softening of the body. And that's what we're out for. So just stay here and breathe at your normal pace. Couple seconds in. Couple seconds out. Holding at the top for a moment on the inhale. And then release. And as you breathe, pay attention to one of 2 things. One is either the air as it enters in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Or if you wish, pay attention to the arising of your belly as the breath comes in. And the release as your belly comes back in. And whichever one you decide to focus on, try to keep your breath or your attention there. Following the gentle in and out of your breath. And while we're here, thoughts may arise, images may come up. And as they do, let them. Don't try to push them away. Don't try to solve them. Just simply, as soon as you notice them, return to your breath. Return to that focus on your breathing. And allow that thought or that image to drop away. And just continue that. That's the practice. As the thoughts arise and you become aware of them, bring your attention back to your breath. And we'll do this for about maybe 1 more minute on your own. I'm not going to talk, and just be gentle with yourself, be gentle with your breath. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your body to become still. And simply breathe. We'll take 3 more breaths here together. So everyone take a deep inhale through the nose. And out. 1 more in, shoulders back. And out. Last one, take a deep breath in. And release. Roll your shoulders back. Do some circles. Do some neck circles, and slowly, slowly open your eyes, come back to the present. Come back to the now. Beautiful, beautiful. And that's, I mean, that's, if you want it, the simplest meditation practice that you can throw into your day in your chair, in your car. That's one of my favorites. It's always available. Is anyone within that practice? Does anyone have anything that came up during it? Any questions about it? How do you feel? We'll take a couple shares if you have anything to share. Love to hear from you.
It was just what I needed, Christian. Thank you so much. This is Lintega, everybody. It was what I needed. I feel very calm and relaxed and free.
Thank you, Lintega, and thank you for your sea glass you just gave me today.
You're welcome. Thank you for reaching out.
You don't know Lintega. She is the owner and operator of See Me Glow and one of the pillars of our studio as well. So thank you, Lintega. Anybody else real quick? Anything that was hard? Anything? If not, we'll move on, but I'd like to give you an opportunity to share if you wish. Beautiful. Well, hopefully that worked out for you. And like I said, you can use that at any time, whenever you feel the need for it. So we'll move into part 2. So the second part that we like, once you're clear, once you're quiet, once you're in this space, it opens us up and it allows us the space and the clearing for inquiry, self-inquiry. And Alisa, did you want to speak a little bit about inquiry?
Sure. Self-inquiry is one of the essential pieces of it. Like I said, all 3 components are just as equally as important of the asana. Mm-hmm. Self-inquiry, which I like to consider the off the mat work, that's where you really start to open up possibilities to create change in your life. Your physical asana is kind of like a clearing. Your meditation is a way to focus the mind, but the self-inquiry is what shows you your stuff, so to speak. It shows you your ways that you show up. It shows you your patterns, the ways that you handle things. So the real transformation for me really comes in with the self-inquiry. And one of the ways that we do that, so in the beginning, Christian, is there anyone, before we get started, is there anyone that keeps a journal? I could put my hand up on this one. I don't got to take it down, but I can keep it up on. So self-inquiry, think of it kind of as journaling. But what you're doing is you're inquiring and you're asking yourself the questions. Why do I show up when this happens? What does that trigger within me? And what happens when you start to put attention to the areas in your life that is working or not working for you, you're able to open up possibilities of what you can change. So self-inquiry is in that fashion. So I want you to, if you have your pen, did anyone want to say anything? Because I'm a quick roller. I'll roll on it right into what we're going to do instead of allowing you the space to share. Is there anyone that already kind of practiced self-inquiry, and what has your experience been with that? Everybody mute.
I mean, I'll just say on my end, like the quick a bit for me is just it allows you to gain clarity about your reality, right? A lot of times we're living in uncertainty, like you said, indecision, whatever those things may be, and allows you to really gain clear about what actually is happening, things as they are and things as they aren't. And that might be, like she said, your patterns and habits, both positive and negative, why they occur. And you said a quote yesterday, Alisa. What was it? Who was it? Was it Maya Angelou?
Oh, yeah, Maya Angelou. When you know better, you do better.
Yeah. And it lives you the hour of, like, it gives you the access to knowing better. You know, you can't get an answer to something you don't ask a question for. And once you have the answer to something, once you know something, you have the opportunity to then do something about it. And a lot of times we realize until we ask ourselves the questions, ask ourselves these specific questions, we don't really have the answer. Sometimes it's loose, and this gives us a way similar to meditation to focus on the answers.
So Melanie, I saw your hand go up. Did you want to share? Hold on, you're on mute, my love.
Okay, there we go.
We have sound.
Got it. I can say that my biggest connection to self-inquiry would be that I talk to a therapist. I'm able to do that, and that's where a lot of that comes out. We do a lot of maintenance work, talking about it's like DBT and different methods of getting to what is the most essential thing in your life. We use mindfulness talk, and I think that really helps me continue my yoga practice, like, in my life. And he's as spiritual as I am, so it works out well. But if you can go to therapy, it's a really helpful tool there, for me at least.
Yeah, I really agree. I thought I saw Miss Beverly's hand go up, but I agree. Like, that is my therapy. That is my self-inquiry, is my Sunday self-care. That is my therapy. Just noticing how I show up, how I treat others, how I show up for myself, how I don't show up for myself. And it all starts with the questions that you can ask yourself. Like, for instance, one of my things that I really dove into, or kind of explored, was my feelings of unworthiness. So, and wrapped around the feelings of unworthiness were so many different things. It showed up in so many different ways. But if I didn't do the work on sitting and noticing the patterns of how that is showing up, the feelings of unworthiness in my life, I wouldn't have been able to address it and kind of move on from it. Do you get what I'm saying? So self-inquiry opens up the possibilities. It's exactly what you're saying. It is therapy. Is there anyone else? Miss Bev, your hand is up.
Well, sort of like just on a basic level, I do the self-inquiry a lot for different reasons, but for years I've been using the HALT method for definitely over 20 years, never allowing myself to get too hungry, too angry, too lonely, or too tired. And when I find myself feeling out of my character, or even responding out of my character, my first question is, okay, where's that coming from? And so my first question is, okay, well, you didn't sleep well last night, or you haven't eaten in, X amount of hours or whatever. So I do self-inquiry on some level, and that right there, the example I gave was just the basic level, but on some level, every day, all day. I'm done. Sorry.
That's incredible. I never heard of that. HALT is fantastic because it's essentially like the basic needs of human beings of like, if you go, thank you. That's
You're
it.
welcome. Thank you.
My apologies. I didn't realize that we were on mute. So I want you, if you have your papers and pen, if not, don't worry about it. But I want you, journaling, things just work so much better when you write them down because you're able to go back and reference to it. Hence is why I recommend journaling when it comes to self-inquiry. But I want you to do a little bit of self-inquiry now. One of the things and one of the questions that I want to present to you is what is working for me in my life and what is not. And that is one of the best places to kind of start from when it comes to self-inquiry, and it gets you to be an observation of your life. And once you start observing your life, you start to notice your patterns and how you show up in the world and how you move. So I just want to give you, if you have a pen, I want to give you really, really quickly because I want to move on to asana. We are running a little bit short on time. So I want you to journal about, we'll take about a minute or two. And I want you to journal about, even if you put it as a list, you can write it as a story. You can kind of do what's working, what's not working, however that looks for you. But I want you to take these couple of minutes and write down really quickly what's working in my life and what is not. And then to take that a step further, yeah, I'm moving further already. What can I do about it? Like what part of that falls on me and what part of that is out of my control? Because essentially what falls on you is what we have control over. And that's all what we need to put attention to, is what we actually have control over in our lives. So inquiry works just that way. So I'll give another minute and I'll be quiet. Give about another 30 seconds. And then we'll take maybe probably about one share. I see you dancing, Athena. She talking, she don't even hear me. All right, so if you guys are about ready, is there anyone who wants to share just really quickly, maybe like one or two things that's working or not working in your life? If not, I'll share. I'm always a sharer, so. Well, I'll share. Was your hand up, Melody? Yeah, okay. I want to hold space for you. I didn't want to cut you off.
You can go first. I'm okay. I can be patient.
No, I was only sharing to fill in space. I'm just gonna be honest. But I don't mind sharing. Like my life is full of a share. So I realized that's the connection. That's how you connect.
Mine, I think I kind of almost already solved. To those of you who don't know me, I'm an actor and I've been pursuing acting since 2017, have my degree in theater and journalism. And I'm starting to have a trajectory with my career where I've been doing a lot of work in the past few years. Yeah, it's really exciting. However, I've been a background actor in all of them. and I'm starting to do things. I just made a film, and there are programs that I'm a part of. However, I've been doing those for a couple of years too. Hasn't really brought me anywhere. So what I intend to do is audition for graduate school this fall to be an actor. So hopefully that seems to be the way to level up my career and take me to the next step, which would be speaking roles and then working more in general. That's where I'm at. Thanks.
Giving her the snaps. I love it. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. And that's what it's all about. Just recognizing what's working, what's not working, and open up those possibilities to create opportunities and change in that very thing. So moving on, because I really want to move your bodies today. This is a yoga flow. So we are going to do some asana. I see you guys ready, but Matt's like, listen, when am I going to move? I got you covered. So Angie, I noticed that you look like, I saw your eyes go up. Yeah, I'm calling on you. I noticed that you have a space, an open mat space. Is that correct? You have some space to move around? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the chair yoga at the end. I'll show you guys a couple stretches that you can do in the office as well. But because we've had you guys waiting for a period of time now, we're going to move into some asana. All right. So I want you to come to a seated position onto your Christina. Can you do me a favor? Can you make Christian the speaker? Can you like spotlight him for me? Because he's going to be demonstrating the poses.
Right. So let me know if this works for you all.
I got you.
I'm not sure if it changed it right on my screen, or can everyone see the speaker now? It may just be on my screen. Let me see if I can change it for everyone.
So what I need for you to do is to spotlight him, because with speaker view, they're going to hear and see me.
Got it.
But if you spotlight him, I can speak, and then they'll see him. Yeah,
Got it.
See me. There
you go. Oh, spotlight. I mean, good. I learned something new today. Spotlight.
Same here.
Welcome to my room.
All right, so I want you guys to come into child's pose. We're just going to do a few poses. It's not going to be anything too strenuous today, but I want you to come into the physical asana. I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with the physical asana. And as we move through it, I will explain the intentions and the purpose of us moving our bodies in this fashion. So I want you to turn on what we call our ujjayi breath. And that's pressing the tongue against the roof of your mouth. With your mouth closed, take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. And then now slowly exhale through your nose as well. Slowly, slowly. Yeah, keep breathing just like that. Deep inhalation, fill up your chest. And then slowly exhale. Exhale it all the way out. Keep breathing just like that with your ujjayi breath. And the intentions of your ujjayi breath is your power to move you through asana, but it also works on two of your nervous systems. So when your body is in fight or flight mode, when you're too overwhelmed, go into your breath and it will actually calm your nerves. So one more breath in and exhale out. Downward facing dog. And as I said, if you're just a little unaware of each pose, Christian is going to demonstrate for us. You can pedal your feet from side to side, whatever you need to get grounded. If you want to walk your hands in more or out more, whatever that looks like for you. One of the ways that I like to demonstrate or call this pose is an upside down V. Good. Now slowly walk your hands to your feet and take ragdoll. Sorry, Chris. It literally just came out that way. I didn't mean to be difficult. But let your whole upper body hang. I'm not sure if you can see Christian, but you have it looks like a perfect view from here. But the objective is to release. So you'll allow your whole upper body to hang forward and kind of use your elbows as a weight to like pull you down. With every exhale, fold deeper and deeper, pressing your chest towards your thighs. If you need to bend your knees, then do so. Now slowly rise up vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly, 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 slowly. Good. Extended mountain pose, press your fingertips up. Take a full breath in. And exhale your hands to heart center. Good. We'll do one Om. So breath in. Reach up, extended mountain pose. Take a full breath in. Hands to heart center, forward fold. Exhale it out. Inhale and halfway lift up. And start to make a connection with your breath and movements. In Chaturanga, high to low plank. So it's high plank. Lower down into low plank. Upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. What we just did was completed a sun salutation A. Now walk your feet to your hands. Slowly rise all the way up, extended mountain pose. Good. Forward fold, exhale it out. Halfway lift, inhale. And then Chaturanga, high to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And we're gonna take 2 Ujjayi breaths here. Remember, connecting your breath with your movements creates what we call vinyasa, which is flow. But walk your feet to your hands. We'll take 1 more sun salutation A. Slowly rise up, extended mountain pose, vertebrae by vertebrae. Fill up as you raise your hands up, breath in. Forward fold, exhale it out. Good. Halfway lift, inhale, press your shoulders back. High to low plank, Chaturanga. I don't know where that came from. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. I'm like, who am I? Chaturanga. Like, no. Good. Take a full breath in. Empty out. Now walk your feet to your hands. We're going to move into sun salutation B. So Utkatasana, chair pose, sweep right up, Christian. Good. Press your heels of your feet and the bottoms of your big toe mound down into your mat. Pull your belly in and up. Good. And then sit your hips lower. You got it. Take 1 breath in. Forward fold, exhale it out. Good. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, exhale it out. Good. And take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in. And then open your mouth and let it out. So open your mouth this time. Good. 1 more. As we listen to the music of my dishwasher. And raise your right leg high. Warrior 1, right side. Hey, I'm all about addressing the elephant in the room. Good. Press into Warrior 1. So in Warrior 1, the objective is to bring your front knee into 90 degrees. And then in your back foot, you want to press down. So the edge of your back foot, you want to press that down into your mat and then press your knee into 90. Now, at the same time of you pressing your feet down, press your fingertips up towards the ceiling, pulling your core in and up. Good, you got it. Take a breath in. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, exhale it out. But now we're gonna do the same thing on the left side. Raise your left leg high. Swing it through Warrior 1, left side. The same thing. So press down. Now I always have everyone do a check. So check with your front leg. Make sure your ankle is in alignment with your knee at 90 degrees. So it should be right at 90 degrees. Beautiful, Christian. So press down through your feet and lift your hands up. Good. The action comes with the press down and the lift up. Breathe in. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good. Take 2 Ujjayi breaths. One more. Breathe in. And exhale it out. Now walk your feet to your hands. We'll take one more sun salutation B. Halfway lift. Fold. Utkatasana chair. Good. Forward fold, exhale it out. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Exhale as you lower down. Good. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, exhale it out. Good. Connect your movement with your breath. Raise your right leg high. Warrior one, right side. Swing your leg all the way through and between your hands. Rise your hands up. Breathe in. Chaturanga, exhale. Exhale as you lower down. Good. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, empty out. We're going to do the same thing. Left side, warrior one. Fill up. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Good. Press back into downward facing dog. Good. Come down to your knees for a second. I just want to workshop something. Well, not workshop something, but I just want to explain. So what we just did were sun salutations. The first set were sun salutations A, and the second set were sun salutations B. And the journey into power Baptiste Yoga, in a typical class that we do, we would do 5 sun salutations A's and 5 sun salutations B's. The intention is the awakening series, and it just wakes up the body and wakes up the muscles and kind of jump starts you to get into your flow. All right, so you ready, Chris? Ready to jump back in? We've got about a couple more minutes of movement, and then we'll start wrapping it up. I'll also go over. Thank you for coming, Adina. Adina says she has to go, but thank you for coming, Adina. We really appreciate you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move up into flip dog. So I want you to come back into downward facing dog. Good. And raise your right leg high. Bend your knee. And then now stack your hips. So take that hip over the other. Yeah. Just like that. Press down through your hands. It may seem a bit difficult. Now you can either flip dog or you can stay right here in three-legged dog. Good. Bring it right back. High plank. Now raise your left leg high. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Raise that leg up. Bend your knee and stack your hip. Good. Open up. You can either flip dog or stay in three-legged dog. And reset high plank. Good. Now I want you to come down to a seated position. So come all the way down, sit down on your bum. We're just going to do a couple of hip openers. One of the things that I find, especially for women, is we store a lot of our stress, a lot of our tension gets stored in our hips. So hip openers are really essential to do. I recommend to do them on a daily basis. So the first one that we're going to do is half pigeon. Now Christian is going to show you 2 variations. I want you to take the normal half pigeon, and then we're going to take the one on the back. Well, I don't want to say normal, but yeah. So you want to bring your right leg up. You want to make sure you keep your toes flexed underneath. And then you allow your body to fold forward. You can always take a yoga block and place it at your chest. You can come down onto your forearms like Christian is. Another variation of this pose is you can lie down on your back and bring your right ankle to your left knee and then pull your left leg into your chest. That is the exact same stretch. It has the same effect. Just a different way to do it. And if you wanted to go deeper, Christian, grab your right knee and then bring your right knee and your left thigh into your chest more. There we go. And then switch sides. I always get stuck on that. Switch sides. It always comes out Swiss sides. Like Swiss cheese. I don't know. I'm working on it. Now I want you to take a deep breath in. Remember, your breath is very important. So fill up and then open your mouth and let it out. And release the pose. Come all the way up to a seated position. So what you're going to do is take double pigeon right side. So we'll take, there's several variations of double pigeon. This is still we're still in the hip openers. So you can take your leg there and bring it under. You can press your hands up and breath in and then fold forward, or you can stay seated, whatever variation you take. If you have knee issues and you find that very difficult or just too intense for your knee, on your bottom leg, you can always straighten it. So Christian, just straighten your, what is that, your left leg? Yeah, for me, please, thank you. Awesome. We know you're Mr. Flexible there. No showing off you. Just joking. Then we're gonna switch sides. And so remember, everything is with your breath, breath in, and then exhale, you can fold forward. And all of these right here can be done at your desk, in your office, in your pantry room, wherever Angie is. And release. I love it. I love the commitment. And so what you're going to do next is you're going to lie down onto your back. So we're not going to take any inversions, but just lie down onto your back. We're going to supine twist. So hug your knees into your chest. Drop your right leg down straight, or you can grab both knees. It's up to you. But twist to the right side. Keeping both of your shoulders flat down on your mat. You can also use your hands to assist in the twist to bring your knee closer to the floor in the way that Christian is demonstrating. And then switch to the other side. Supine twist to the other side. Good, now we're gonna take what we call butterfly pose. So you'll bring the bottom of your feet together, the soles of your feet together, and allow your knees to fly open like a butterfly. And bring your right hand to your heart center and your left hand to your belly button. Just with appreciation, gratitude. Gratitude is one of the best emotions you can carry. Then straighten your legs down, and then bring your hands down to your side, Shavasana. This is the pose we all live for in every practice. And take a deep breath in and open up your mouth and let it out. Now turn to your right side and take a fetal position. So really curl into a ball. In the same way we started in the beginning with the meditation, just allow yourself to be here, be present. Push up to a seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. So face the camera. We'll just do one Om. Hands to heart center. And we'll complete our practice with one full Om. Breath in. Bring your thumbnails to the center of your forehead. The light and love in me appreciates and honors and acknowledges the light and love in you. And as we bow together, we say namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, thank you. I just want to give a quick, what we did today was a very, very light flow. We just tapped on a couple things into Journey into Power. It is a 60-minute class. It is a 60-minute course, and you do sweat. So yeah. I'm not sure if you wanted me to get into the schedule of the studio and all that kind of good stuff. I'm like, is that too soon?
You can share if
Me
you
or
like.
Christina?
Sure.
Yeah, so we do have class. I mean, I'm not gonna like bust down the whole schedule, but we are, like we stated in the beginning, we're from the Leadership Studio, which is on 161 Tennessee Avenue. So just come down. We have classes in the evening. We have classes on every day, 7 days a week. We have classes. So yeah, we have the power yoga. We have basic yoga on Tuesdays, and it's taught by Karen actually. We also have a couple instructors. Who else is on here is teaching down there? Yeah, but Kathy's here. The whole crew is here. Kathy, Lintega, we are all in the building. So come down. We have classes every day. You can sign up through Mind Body. We also have a really, really good Vinyasa class. It's a mixture of power yoga and yin yoga. So that's awesome too. But yeah, just come to the studio where you can sign up through Mind Body and our website as well. I don't know why I'm going like blank, but yeah.
Yes, feel free to drop the website link in the chat if you like, so people can go and check it out. And I'm sorry, Christian, you were going to say something.
Oh no, that was exactly what she said, and also like the idea that if you know, I haven't. It's been nice to do this. It's nice to be in the group and get the band back together, so to speak. And if you're new here and you want to do more of it, like you said, check that out. And yeah, I'm excited to you know, this kind of, Melanie said she hasn't been on the mat in a while, and it was, you know, I haven't been practicing physically. I'm doing other physical stuff at the moment, but I'm excited to continue this journey with anyone who wants to. So if you want to go through the studio, if you want to reach out to Christina and you want more of these types of things, let her know, let the Stories of AC know, and we'd be happy to facilitate more of them.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. I see that Alisa dropped the website in the chat. Please feel free to check it out. Also find them on social media under the Leadership Studio. I've been there a few times myself. It's such an awesome community. So I really implore you to go, if you have an opportunity, to go to the studio itself and get some practice in. Thank you guys so much. I feel a little stretched out, my old bones. And I hope you all have something that you can take with you into your own practice, whether it be at home, in your office space, wherever you can find the time to meditate and stretch, please do so. And hopefully we'll see you on future Stories of AC events and at the Leadership Studio. Enjoy your day. It's beautiful outside. Get some sunshine, and hope to see you all soon.
Thank you guys. Good to see you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, friends. KB.